And in this video, we're going to continue looking at product variations in the GigoShop shopping cart. One of the things I wanted to show you here with our variations that we've got for our bowl, remember we've got different colors and different sizes. Now if I go over to the Attributes tab here and I drop down one of these, remember I said just show is for variations, but we might also want to display the information on the product page. So if I click on that and I update my product here, when I go back now, I've still got my drop downs and so forth, but remember that tab we saw before, additional information? Well, it's back and it's going to show us our sizes. Okay. Now you might think, well, that's already showing here, but it can be handy to sort of show everything all at one time, especially if we do even more. So let's go back to our product, back to our attributes, and remember color here, and I'm going to display it as well, and we'll update. Back to here, and now our additional information contains color. And again, this can be handy to quickly see at a glance what your options are with this. And then, of course, you actually choose the options when you want to get the product and buy it. Okay, and so I'm choosing there and all of that. But it's additional information. It's like having a features list. Now, you can add a specific attribute for this particular product. Let's go back to here. We actually saw that earlier when we thought we were adding color. We didn't quite do it right the first time, right? So now we know what we're doing with attributes and we say, well, in this case, I want a custom product attribute. And that's actually the first choice on the drop down anyway by default. So I add an attribute, and let's say I'm not going to use it for variations because it's not actually a variation in this case. I just want to display the information. So let's say for cleaning, we say it's dishwasher safe, let's say. And maybe there are some other options too. I don't clean dishes enough to know what other options there are, right? Okay, so I update here. And now when I go back and my additional information now contains this cleaning information, it's dishwasher safe. But then I realize, now wait a minute, this actually applies to all kinds of products. So rather than making it simply for this product, why don't I go back? Let me delete this cleaning. Let's remove cleaning from here. And I would go back, let's update. Because remember, even though it's removed here, you just want to make sure it's actually updated in the system. So that's where I could go back here to attributes, and I could put in a label for cleaning. Okay, these are the possible attributes for cleaning. So we've added cleaning here. I'm going to configure the terms, which means what types of cleaning do I have available? Dishwasher safe, let's say. And again, if I wanted to put the items in order, a particular order, not just alphabetical, I could enter a slug and put O3, let's say O2, whatever number I want, that would give the order of it. If I don't put anything, it's just going to have dishwasher safe as the slug. And there we go. So now, and you can see the slug there, dishwasher safe. Maybe I could put, I don't know what that means exactly. I guess you can put it in a high-powered dishwasher, let's say. All right, so there's a couple of options I've got. And now again, when I go back to my products, wide rim soup bowl. Now these are not attributes I need as variations. So I don't bother with variations at all. I just go to attributes and I drop this down and I say cleaning. Okay, and I add the attribute. Now, it doesn't give me the possibility of putting this as a variation because I haven't included it over here in variations. So I just say display on product page. Yes, in fact, I do. Now let's choose an option. Now, why am I choosing an option here? Well, I didn't properly set it up under attributes, did I? It's just a select. I can only choose one of these. So I need to go back over to attributes here. And I need to switch this. Okay, so I go to cleaning. So now I want to switch to multi-select, save the attribute. So now this gives me different choices, doesn't it, when I go back over to here and I click on attributes. There we go. Now it didn't save before. Remember, I didn't update, so it didn't remember that attribute, and I'm going to choose cleaning. Okay, I'm add my attribute. Now, this is where multi-select comes in. In fact, I want both options here. For this particular product, again, you could have 5 different cleaning options, but for this particular product, maybe only 2 of them apply. In this case, it's possible for both, okay? So that's where I hit update. And now under here, I've still got my additional information. Now I've got my different types of cleaning available. So you want to think carefully about attributes, whether they're specific to that one product or they could be used generically. Okay. One of the things to think about, by the way, is if you're going to add product variations, your product has to be published first. Now that's not intuitive at first. You're just putting it in. It's just a draft at this point. You haven't published it. Until you actually hit publish, you're not actually going to be able to do any variations. So that's one thing to keep in mind, which might be a little bit confusing when you're just adding new products, but you don't want them to appear on the shopping cart yet. But you will have to publish them first, then add your variations. All right, so that's how you deal with product variations or product options, as they're sometimes called, in GigoShop.